Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Furniture Makers for the Bridging the Gap conference. I am sure you're all aware that this follows the Mind the Gap conference and the report that was issued which identified major skills shortages in our industry. Since that time, we, the furniture makers, have worked with the industry to produce a number of level 2 apprenticeships standards, which, as you will hear, are now all approved. We have now made a submission for level 3 apprenticeship standards, which are with government at this point in time. The government apprenticeship levy has just been launched, so this is an opportune time to fully understand the funding for the apprenticeships and other members of your workforce, and how it will affect businesses both large and small. Sean Sutcliffe of Benchmark Furniture cannot be with us today, but I'd like to give you a quote from Sean. He says, "You are right, we take apprenticeship schemes at Benchmark very seriously. We were runners-up in the National Apprenticeship Awards last year and won the Thames Valley Regional Awards in the medium-sized business category. Much more importantly, well over half our workshop is comprised of past or current apprentices. I consider our apprenticeship programme as fundamental to the success of our business. Indeed, the survival of our business. I wish that more furniture makers would see the potential benefit to their own businesses. I hope today that those of you here will take the same opportunity, or indeed pass the message on to others. Also, I'd just like to mention to you 3 documents you might be interested in taking with you for those that don't already have a copy. There's our Austin Fryer yearbook, which tells you all about the furniture makers. And there are 2 documents also from the British Furniture Confederation you might find very interesting. They'll be available around the hall for you to take away today. So it only remains for me to say again, welcome. Have a very enjoyable and productive day with us here. And I'd like to introduce Gary Baker, who's your chairman for the day. Gary is director of CD UK, and Gary is very much involved with the furniture makers, as he will tell you. Gary, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you very much, Master. Congratulations, Tony, on becoming Master of the Furniture Makers after 15 long years of service to the furniture makers, I understand, at least. So very well deserved, and nice to have you presenting me today. So I'm here to hopefully ensure the smooth running of the day for everyone. Who am I? So our company, CD UK, we are responsible for distributing, selling and marketing a material called Corian in the UK, which doesn't say why I'm here. I'm actually here because I'm about to become chairman of the Furniture Industry Skills Forum, which is soon to be established, and about which Charles and myself will explain much more towards the end of the day. And why did I get that lofty title? Mainly because Charles twisted my arm, but the reason comes from the fact that CD UK is a corporate member of the furniture makers. We joined because for 2 reasons really. Firstly, to give something back to the industry to which we belong, and to get involved from the charitable side, which is always very important to us. Secondly, because the people we sell to, so Corian is a material that looks and feels a bit like stone but works like wood. So the people we sell to are right at the heart of the furniture industry. They are bespoke kitchen manufacturers, bespoke furniture manufacturers, joiners, shop fitters. They're heavily involved in everything the furniture industry does. one of the main questions that my customers ask me, other than can I have a bigger discount, is can you help me recruit? We can't get staff. There's no one coming through. We can't find a bench trained joiner. We can't find anyone for the industry. So I tried to do something about that because if they're not able to supply capacity, we don't sell as much. So self-serving interest there. And about 3 years ago, we started talking to the industry bodies about a qualification in solid surface fabrication. So Corian is a brand name. The generic term for the material is solid surface. And the industry helped us, and about 18 months ago, we were proudly presented with an NVQ level 2 in solid surface fabrication, fitting into the woodworking and kitchen installation modules. Happy days. Cracked open the champagne, thought that the industry would have many people coming through. Little did I realise that I knew nothing about training provision and the whole education sector. And to this day, not one person has done an apprenticeship or a level 2 NVQ in solid surface fabrication, because none of the training providers are offering the course. That's not their fault. It's probably my fault, sheer ignorance, because I didn't realise that once you did the hard work and got the course on the, up there, you also needed to get the buy-in of the training providers, and they needed to see a return and the financial, I'm looking at you, Martin. The financial return for investing in it. So to me, that just epitomised the gap that we've got. Industry tries to do something to help, and through sheer ignorance, quite often doesn't bridge the gap. It's all about minding that gap. So frustration, massive frustration on that side. And I personally quite often look at other countries with bewildered envy. Say hair doctor carpenter, for example, who has a very clear line and path through education into the workplace and into a valued and respected job. I just think, why can't we do that here? I don't get it. I still don't get it to this day. Why we don't provide a vocational experience for people who aren't academic, don't want to go into that line, want to work in industries like our own, and we don't make that easy for them. So, all of which leads on to today, I guess. The UK furniture industry is a massive industry. I think it's something like 8 billion, 16 billion if you include furnishings and that side of thing. So much going for it, and yet we all know that we have a massive issue in bringing new blood into this industry. We've all been told to mind the gap. Today's about bridging that gap. We know there are issues, but I want today to be about optimism, positivity. We can all complain about what doesn't work. Let's put together a plan, start that plan, understand how we actually help each other. How does business take advantage of the opportunity presented by the levy? How do we encourage young people into this fantastic industry that we love so much? It's about action, right? Yeah? Let's get up and do something. So, in terms of the day, we've got some fantastic speakers, not to put pressure on you to live up to that. We'll split the day essentially into two parts. This morning is very much about industry, what industry needs to do to get the most out of the brave new world. And then we'll shift focus this afternoon onto individuals. How do we encourage individuals into the industry? How do we help them through the minefield that is the education and training provision side of things? Each of the speakers are happy, I've been told, to take questions at the end of their particular segments. We'll also bring together in the morning, once we've heard everyone, we'll take answers and see if there's some general thoughts and questions. lunch, got a full hour at lunch to network, to meet people, to discuss what we've already started talking about. And then this afternoon follows the same path, speakers, Q&A, and then we'll wrap everything up. Towards the end of the day, then Charles and I will explain a bit more about what we're hoping to do with the Furniture Industry Skills Forum, FISF, as we decided to call it, which is very much about bringing everything together, tying up all the strands of the industry to try and give us a common direction and drive the industry forward together in this area.